How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. And today we're going to be talking about the Qore Performance Ice Flask. So I've been recently testing this out, put it through its paces, and I think this is a pretty cool product. But what does it do, and what is the solution it presents? All right, so ultimately, water containers, as in a way, how do you keep water containers on you on your kit? Now, of course, there's tried and true methods like the canteen, right? Literally everybody knows just stuffing a water bottle in your pocket and sending it. And then you can get kind of more ingenious of like freezing life water bottles and then placing them on your kit somewhere. But I think Qore Performance has really kind of stepped up the game and really thought about the performance of water. What does it offer to you and even on your plate carrier? How can you get double duty in a way out of a container? As in, literally all it does is just, hold the water. But as we know, canteens and other receptacles and stuff, they take up a certain space, and some of them are kind of annoying, especially when we're talking about plate carrier use. Where do you put these items on your plate carrier? Well, the interesting thing is they designed this ice flask off of the 152 Harris radio, right? It's supposed to take up that exact same footprint, which is fairly ingenious in my opinion, right? Because most of the military folks out there, if we're out in the field doing things, we have pouches or provisions to keep 152s on us. Now, the cool thing too is they made it a specific design. They made it a little concave here and convex on the outside. So that actually has a pretty big role in the container itself and how it lays on your body. Now, of course, you can purchase these single, or they do come in like 7 and I think like 18 packs or something like that. The idea behind it too, and which I have tried and messed with or am currently using, is you can, of course, freeze these. The intent is to freeze these and use them as ice packs. And that is exactly what I've been using in my lunchbox. I'll freeze a bunch of these in my lunchbox for the day to keep food or other things cold. And then I'll put 1 or 2 on my carrier in their holster system or in different methods, which I'll show here in a second. How do you do that? And it's nice because these are reusable and drinkable ice packs. So even if you don't use these operationally, let's say, you can still use these as ice packs in your kit, which is fairly nice, right? It's cool because these link together too, so you can put them together and they don't move around. Fairly nice, ingenious. The cap up here is a specific Coke bottle cap, which is like one of the universal ones. So even if you lose this, you just find a Coke bottle cap and then you can keep using this container, which is pretty cool. So like I said in the past, I originally or have used life water bottles a lot, and they weren't bad. It's just they're cylindrical, and when you try to put them on your body, they work. It's just they're round again. For this, it actually conforms to your body, especially if you're putting this in a pouch, right? It conforms to your body, which I have 2 methods of carry, which I will show. Let me get these items out of the way for us real quick. And then my plate carrier is literally over here, and I'm gonna show you how this works with their method and my method, which is what I use. So Agilite K0, I use this carrier all the time. I have a dedicated video on this, which here we're gonna open up the cummerbund real quick to kind of show you. This right here is their holster, meaning it can be put on. It's a Velcro. It's meant to be like a wing, and you can wing it or you can Velcro it in. They do make Molly version as well, but this is meant so this will ride up inside, and you can pull this out or put it in here whenever you want. It locks in place like that, and then you can reach behind you or in front of you, wherever you want to put. There's multiple, I think there's 6 or 7 different locations you can mount this on. And then you can pull it out too with this little lanyard that you put paracord through. You can pull it out and access it whenever you want, which is really cool in my opinion. Now the ice in this is supposed to pull the heat away from your body. It cools your body away because this side is against your skin when you're wearing the plate carrier, right? So this will actually cool your body, and it does work. They last, for me, about 2.5, 3 hours. Of course, temperature dependent. If it's super hot, a little bit less. If it's cooler out, it's gonna last a little bit longer. Now, this works fairly well. I find it to be, in the beginning, kind of difficult to use, like how to get it in there. But then after you figure it out, this little, polymer holster in a way, you can just easily one-handed grab these when it's actually on me. You can just pull this out, take a drink, and literally stuff it back in. Now, these can go on as wings, like I said, on the back side where I have mine, on the front, or even as a dangler in the front, which I will share with you another method of what I use for it as well. So under here, actually, let's flip this around really quick. So you're looking at the underside of my plate carrier, right? This is the back. This is a Roll One trauma kit from Faro Concepts. I have taken out the trauma kit and I use this typically as a life water bottle holder. There's a lot of footage of me using this, and I've talked to a lot of other guys, and I've done this for years. I will literally put this inside here, which I gotta loosen it up. Nice thing about the bungees right here, as you can see, it condenses it. But I would always put these in here, right? And it would just hang there. Really nice, used it for a while. But because it's cylindrical, it kind of compresses against my body and is a little bit annoying. When I found these, I was like, cool, I might be able to put one of these, right, the Qore Performance, in there because it curves to your body. So this easily slips in there and it holds it extremely nice. Now, it is reversed. I meant to do it this way. It's just I'm not wearing the plate carrier at the moment, of course. But this goes in here, and now it's actually flat and has a little bit of a concave appearance to it. So it literally hangs on my body perfectly. So granted, this is not the intended use, but as Qore has stated, you can use it with other pouches. Any 152 pouch, for instance, I have another 152 pouch over here, which I keep rearranging this thing over and over again. Right here, this is a Spiritus 152 pouch that I use typically for a 152, of course. Let me get this out of here. We're almost wrapping up and done, right? This is a pouch that's adjustable, and the same thing is if you're not running a 152, you can put, granted this is a little bit more difficult because I am not wearing the carrier. You're literally attempting to watch me put this in here. If I can actually get it, there we go, right? And this slips down inside and it does the exact same thing. If you're not running a 152, you can put this free or frozen pack, or it can just be normal water and you can drink from it. So, pretty cool design in my opinion. This is also right here, you see, made in the USA. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. They do offer plates. I have yet to get my hands on any that plates can go in. They do the same thing. You can freeze them up, all that kind of stuff. I am interested in them. I might commit to them here pretty soon, but I think this is a pretty cool water solution. And I do admire Qore Performance for taking that, a step further, engineering and designing a new container around, hydration methods. Next, I am not a sponsor, or they do not sponsor me. I bought this with my own money and I am literally testing it. I get to say whatever I want. That is the benefit. So they're not paying me to say good things about this. This is literally me purchasing it, using it, and then telling you about it. That is how this works. I am not paid off. I'm an independent YouTuber, and that's the way we are staying. So if you do like this kind of stuff, I am going to link this stuff in the description box below. Again, I don't see any money whatsoever to this, so you could buy 10,000 of these. I am not going to see any money, which is kind of a bummer, but kind of also a good thing because it keeps me independent. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, definitely take a look at them. I'm gonna be testing more stuff out in the future of theirs, and I hope y'all have a great day.